Life lesson story. The Silent Bridge. A story about forgiveness and healing. In the heart of a quiet town stood an old stone bridge that had weathered countless storms, witnessed countless lives, and connected two sides of the valley for generations. Locals called it the Silent Bridge because it never made a sound, no matter how many footsteps crossed it, no matter how many tears fell upon it. Among the people who passed it every day was a man named Daniel. Once a cheerful craftsman, he had withdrawn from the world after losing his brother Thomas in a bitter argument that had torn their family apart. Words had been said that could not be taken back, and pride had built a wall higher than the mountains that surrounded their town. It had been 7 years since the two last spoke. Thomas had left for another city after their fight, and Daniel, stubborn, ashamed, and haunted, never went after him. Whenever he crossed the silent bridge, he would pause, gaze at the flowing river below, and feel the weight of words he wished he could swallow back. One spring morning, Daniel received a letter with handwriting he hadn't seen in years. The paper trembled in his hands as he unfolded it. "Dear Daniel, if you ever think of me, meet me at the bridge at sunset. Thomas." Daniel stared at the letter for a long time. He didn't know whether to be angry, relieved, or afraid. Part of him wanted to burn it, to protect himself from hope. Another part, smaller but stronger, whispered that maybe it was time. That evening, he stood on the silent bridge, the sky painted in strokes of orange and purple. The air was soft, the river calm, and for a moment he imagined they were boys again, laughing, racing, dreaming of building their own workshop someday. But time had stolen those moments. The laughter was gone, replaced by the heavy stillness of regret. Then he heard footsteps. Slow, uncertain, yet familiar. He turned, and there was Thomas. Older, wearier, his face marked with the same loneliness that lived in Daniel's heart. Neither spoke. The bridge stood between them, silent as ever. Finally, Daniel broke the stillness. "You came," Thomas nodded. "I wasn't sure you would." Daniel's voice wavered. "I almost didn't." They both looked down at the river, where the water carried the reflection of the dying sun. "I was angry for a long time," Thomas said quietly. "But anger turns into something worse when you keep it too long. It becomes a cage." Daniel's throat tightened. "I thought if I stayed away it would hurt less. But it never did." Thomas took a small step closer. "Then let's stop running." The two brothers stood side by side, letting silence do what words never could. For the first time in 7 years, they breathed in the same air without bitterness. The bridge that once connected strangers now connected their hearts again. "I'm sorry," Daniel whispered. Thomas smiled faintly. "Me too." When they finally embraced, the river below seemed to glow brighter, as if the whole valley had exhaled. From that day on, Daniel and Thomas rebuilt what time had broken. They restored their workshop together, and though their hands had grown older, their bond was new. The silent bridge became their meeting place every Sunday. They would sit there in the quiet, watching the sun dip below the hills, grateful for another day they might have lost forever. And so the bridge kept its name, but to the brothers, it was no longer silent. It spoke softly of forgiveness, healing, and the courage to let go of pride. Sometimes the hardest roads to cross are not made of stone, but of the distance between two hearts. Moral of the story: forgiveness doesn't change the past, it heals the heart so the future can begin. The moment you let go of pride and anger, peace finds its way back to you.